All right, y'all ready to fucking get your dick sucked?
Yes.
You want us to line up, do you?
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo.
Come and ride the train. Ooh, and ride it.
Ride it.
Hess, I might have a little bit of pep in my step today because I'm drinking some Limitless that apparently puts 100% pep in your step.
Well, I'll be goddamned. Is that our first sponsor?
No.
I wish.
Oh.
No, I just bought it.
Because you basically just did a commercial for the fuckers. I went and saw Whitney Cummings last night. Did you guys know?
Did she make you Whitney come in your pants when you saw her?
She was really funny. I was really impressed.
She is funny.
I've liked her, but not as much as Abby. But like she was funny. Like we were laughing like the whole time.
Your picture with her was really good. I showed it to Taylor, and she was like, "Wow, that's really good quality. That's a really good picture of him and her."
Wow.
She did tell me that she loved me. She goes, "I love you," because she did this bit where she said she's like into older guys, and then she found like a 65, like she found a guy who was 64 years old in the crowd, and she was like, "Now that's what I'm talking about." And then like she put on like she like started like twerking and like. She like bent over and like grabbed the mic stand and like was like shaking her ass on it and shit.
That's why he liked the show. He's like,
this show's fucking great.
It's comedy and stripping.
and then I was like when she ended it, like I was like, I go, now he's gonna want you to play it again. And then she was like, what? She was like, I go, play it again. And she goes, that you like that? She goes, I love you. She's like, but if that turned you on, there's something wrong with you.
Hess is yelling upstage.
You like your panties.
But yeah, she was really funny. She came out.
You're not one of those guys that try to get involved, are you?
No. It was just I was just saying like he's gonna want you to play it again. Like he's at 65. Because she was like he's not gonna know the song. Like he's not gonna know what it is. And like I was just like he's gonna want you to play the song again.
That's funny.
So I
had to delete a couple of the soundboards today. Clips to fit in some of my Donnie Darko ones.
I hope it's annoying ones.
I did get rid of the "It's Ben," but I've replaced it with what I think is Hess's best quote of the movie.
Okay.
I hope we're on the same wave.
If this isn't your best quote, I'll be a little disappointed because the second it came out of his mouth, I was like, "That's Hess."
My favorite quote from this movie is from a female. So
well, I have one of those as well. But I think when you hear mine, you'll say, okay, that's at least my second best quote.
Okay.
Here, let's get pumped up real quick.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm your little bunny rabbit, Jerome.
Wow. I'm Nick.
And I'm Hess.
And today, boys and girls, we're talking about probably one of the most confusing movies. One of them, at least.
That we've done.
Yeah. But first... let me take a selfie. Oh, what one is that? But first, Twitter poll, baby. So since this was Nick's movie, very surprisingly, he has to go first on what is his movie, who's his actor for the next poll on Twitter.
Well, I'm going to go with Seth Rogen and pick a movie to confuse you.
Oh, you're picking 50-50, aren't you?
Yep.
I knew it.
I actually saw that movie in the theaters.
I actually just want him to call him Jake Gyllenhaal once to me.
It's gonna happen during that movie. I know.
He literally, I came in here and he was like showing me something on the computer, and he's like, "Did you know that Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt didn't even know what was going on in the movie when they were done filming it at the rap party?" And I was like, "Well, why would Joseph Gordon-Levitt know what's going on?" He's like, "I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal."
Okay, for one, that's not how I talk.
Yeah, that's
not what I sounded like at all. And for two, I get confused with them. Okay.
It's so funny because like you just continue, and
It's
part of me thinks it's like a joke.
See, but it's not even a thing like they look alike. It's just I don't know what it is. Their names just get flip-flopped in my brain. I don't understand. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like crocodiles and alligators and helicopters and airplanes. I'll never get it right.
Well,
never.
Airplanes.
Every time we jump in a fucking helicopter in Warzone, I'll get the plane. I mean helicopter because I know you're gonna go. Oh, the airplane, huh? Oh, when are we gonna get an airplane?
At least the alligators and crocodiles understand. Nobody fucking knows it unless you're a fucking a zoologist or some shit.
I am.
Well, then you should know.
Zoologist.
Oh. All right, well, my movie, drum roll, please. Jake Gyllenhaal, End of Watch.
Oh,
with him and Michael Pena.
I saw that on his IMDb, and I was like, I kind of hope someone picks it.
I almost was gonna pick Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal because I love that movie. It's him and I don't know Riz Ahmed from Night Of. So those two, and he starts out like little trying to record the news, and he figures out he can make a ton of money from it. So then it kind of turns into Breaking Bad kind of thing where he's kind of like causing news that or like helping news things happen that are bad.
Don't
like
spoil the movie for me.
It's in the trailer. It's like I'm telling you the trailer. Okay. To get more money, and it gets worse and worse and worse, and it's a very good movie.
Does he end up?
But I chose
making a machine gun out of his trunk.
Yeah, and he saves Jesse.
I have to take my work phone real quick. Keep talking.
No, I'm going on strike.
Yes, Roberts.
What's funny though is we can't keep talking. One, it's his turn, but two, because Charles Roberts.
Robert. It's almost like a frog.
This is him.
Like your panties.
Is that Hess?
First name Josh.
Last name Bond. All right, Hess. What's your movie? Who's your actor?
Well, I took Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's called The Sisters Brothers. It's like a newer movie. It's a Western. I saw the preview for it, and I was like, oh, it looks cool. It's got John C. Reilly in it, Joaquin Phoenix, Riz Ahmed. It's got like some pretty big name people in it.
Wow, I've never even heard of it. That's interesting.
I don't know.
I've heard of it. I didn't realize Jake Gyllenhaal was in it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I like westerns, so
I like westerns. You could have got Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid from here.
Yeah, but we don't need to. We already watched the remake of that for Replicables. The Replicables 2000.
Oh, wait, it's gone. I was like, what?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to redo the whole thing. I just tweeted it out for a week. It's like my worst nightmare.
Just cancel it.
What a guy.
All right. Well,
what if you can't cancel it?
I just did. I just deleted it.
Oh, okay.
It had 0.
I was just say, what if it just won't let you cancel?
All right. What? Maybe it was meant to like, hey, don't put the voting thing out there, or get vaccinated. All right. What movie hashtag Disney Plus was tweeted 320 times in the last hour? The poll is live for reals this time. This isn't one that I have to delete.
I always forget that I have to vote after you do that.
Yeah, you put your phone away every single time.
Every time.
You guys want to talk about Donnie Darko now, or?
I mean, I suppose.
We could talk about Hess putting a finger in his butt. I heard he did that last night for the first time ever in his life.
His or someone else's?
In his own butthole. He was in the shower and he was cleaning and he accidentally rubbed it a little too much and he was like, oh, wait a minute. Then he stuck just the pinky in and he was like,
how did you
Daddy
know
found
that?
a new treat.
How do you know that?
Oh, I have cameras in the drain of his shower, so I watch him.
And you heard him say that?
I was listening.
So you have a microphone?
Yeah, there's a camera and a microphone. I just have I don't want to just see him shower. I want to hear him too.
What were you doing?
Well, that's for another podcast. That's for Sucking Dick with Nick and Josh.
Jesus Christ.
You'll be our first guest, trust me.
Hess is over there going,
You can go suck a fuck.
How do you suck a fuck?
I'll show you. All right, so Donnie Darko. Before we get into some other shit, I would like to hear from you two. We could start with Nick, maybe, unless Hess would like to go first.
My phone's going to ring soon, so.
What did you think happened to the movie? What do you think the ending was? Just explain it to me.
The ending?
Yeah, just what do you think it was about?
I think it was about a time loop, kind of. Like he
I'll just let you go. I was going to ask a question, but I'll go.
Okay, so the plane falling in the beginning, where they didn't know where it came from and all that.
Do you think
stuff.
that was the plane from Lost?
It could have
And
been.
it's all connected?
It would have made as much sense, probably. I thought I saw Jack in the background.
And then someone kept 8, 12, 15, 16, 23, 42.
But so that's the time loop. He's getting all these clues that he's got to fix it, and he's the guy that needs to fix it.
Mhm.
And I guess he fixed it by letting it fall on his face.
How did he get it to fall on his face?
By shooting that guy in the head and killing him? I don't know.
Oh, okay. So from what I would mean, wait, I want to explain to Hess too. All right,
it's just fucking annoying. It drives me crazy.
So Hess, what did you think happened to the ending? Before I tell you what I found online that may or may not be true, who knows?
I mean, basically, is that well, the way I took it is that he, obviously, whatever the bunny rabbit Frank told him to be out of the house when it originally happened, and then he figured out it was like time travel shit, whatever, and then basically when he could change the future. He could change the outcome of the future, and he basically like sacrificed himself to. That's what I viewed it.
That was because those are both different ways. So the three ways I heard that people do it is he's in it's not a time loop. It's like he's in a different, like a parallel universe. I forget what it's called. That's like the tangent universe thing is what it's called. He gets split in there because it didn't kill him. So there's that way where he did any time travel back, and when he's in that other universe, he has, I guess they say powers. Which me and Nick, we should say we watched the director's cut. That the book he gets from the old lady, they actually show the chapters of it and let you read bits of it as the movie goes on. It's an extra 20 minutes. I thought that was very helpful. I saw the original, but it's been so long since I've seen it that way that I would have been so confused. I feel like more if I didn't get this extra shit.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess.
But
it's hard because I've only seen it that way.
Yeah, it says he gets kind of powers, but he doesn't really get much. But according to this way, if that did happen, and the teacher, what's her name?
Sparrow.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh, Drew Barrymore.
She's like the living person that's trying to get him to like go. So she's giving like the book guy. She's giving him all these hints. She says the cellar door, all that shit, and then Frank is the dead guide or whatever, getting him there. And they're both trying to get him to get to the normal universe or whatever. And then supposedly, this is what I saw in a video, and I was like, okay, makes sense because they said he gets powers, but I don't know how you would get this from watching the movie. Because it's kind of, you know how at the end, his parents' plane is kind of crashing.
Mm-hmm.
He took the jet from that into that, because you know the black hole is forming over his house?
Yeah.
Which they say, too, in the little book thing that this world will only be, when he gets put in the second thing, it only lasts for like 2 weeks or a couple weeks. And then just a black hole will eat the entire universe or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of why he needs to sacrifice himself. But he took, apparently, their jet engine through there, and that's what crashed down on him to make things back normal and all that shit. Like, that's what helped him get through the portal. I don't know how the guy got that. He said he used telekinetic powers to do that. I don't know. I didn't get that from the movie.
I didn't get that either.
I was kind of confused, but I thought he just time traveled back because he read the book and figured it out, and then that just didn't happen, is how I took the ending. But so there's that way. Some people think it's like a religious thing because like, you got there's so many different, like he's kind of like a teenage Jesus, I guess, in a way. And then a lot of other people think of the way like Hess did too, where he just he missed death and then sacrificing himself in the end, doing that,
Kinda
save
fixed
everybody.
it.
Which I think it might be honestly a mixture of all the three together. But the director will never say. He likes to keep it open and ambiguous, so people.
I read he's working on
Don't
a
know.
sequel.
They already made a sequel, Darko. But maybe he's making a real sequel.
Yeah, I meant a real sequel.
But the little sister is in a sequel. We have it. I've never seen it.
Oh.
But it's Darko. I mean, it's her going like on a field trip or something. I don't know how it connects.
I was a little disappointed. Like it wasn't bad, but like I've heard like so many good things about it, and I was like, yeah, it was all right.
Oh, see, I like it, but it is a confusing movie. But I like it. It's fun.
It wasn't the confusing part. Like it was just, I don't know. There was something
To me,
I didn't
to me
like.
it was just strange.
It was very
like,
strange.
just-
It's
Yeah.
even stranger in the director's cut because all that shit with the eyes and the waves that they added in there and shit isn't in the normal one too.
Oh,
So it's like double the weird in that one. It's really interesting. I wonder why they added that in there.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's a very weird movie for sure. Like it could put some people off if you're not interested in that kind of shit.
I was kind of thinking before, like it kind of wraps itself up at the end. I was thinking, is he just fucking crazy and imagining all this shit?
Oh, I forgot. That's actually one of them too. But what I found in the director's cut, there's a scene where his therapist tells him, "Hey, you can stop taking your pills. They're placebos." That's not in the normal movie, I guess.
Oh.
But so that made me. I wanted to ask you guys. So do you think the therapist was lying to the parents then when she said he has got schizophrenia since he was taking medication for that? And if those are placebos, he probably doesn't then, right?
I don't know. I mean,
and we know everything was really happening. I mean, I guess we don't know, but in the movie, things seemed like they were really happening. Didn't it kind of seem like the therapist was potentially lying to him then, or lying to the parents with that information? If we're saying it's placebo, because it's a weird scene if we're doing it too.
yeah, I mean, I guess she was.
The only other thing I could think of is because like there is points where people kind of act weird, like because we know
We don't know when
the teacher's a guide and so is Frank and all that stuff. That maybe that was a part where they're like, maybe in this tangent universe it is placebos and it's not bothering him, but in the normal one he would have had schizophrenia or something, you know?
Yeah, I don't think we know because like we don't know when he stopped taking regular pills or started taking regular pills, and you know what I mean. Like she could have been on him and she stopped him or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is weird because your therapist I mean, like your therapist subscribes you go to a pharmacy and you get your pills.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
I thought was interesting though. In that, the scene where she's talking to him and he's like, oh, and I'm gonna start jerking off because like she puts him in like a.
Oh yeah,
and
he starts talking about Christina Applegate.
Yeah, which I guess it was supposed to be Alyssa Milano.
Yeah,
but they couldn't do that for some reason. It's illegal shit. They couldn't say her name.
that's so weird.
It didn't really make sense to me.
She doesn't want to be jerked off to.
But I guess the director was so impressed about like how in the character Jake Gyllenhaal, gotta make sure I get that right. Said that like went into character and like was doing it that he kind of wanted to do a take where the therapist didn't stop talking and doing shit, and he said that Jake Gyllenhaal would have like full on jerked off in the office and on her couch.
Jesus.
And that actress was like, yeah, maybe we don't do that.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like, okay, fine, I guess we don't have to.
He was.
I was like that would have been weird. Like you're acting, and he's like, oh, this little kid's just jerking off in front of me now.
He did get creepy in this movie. Like when
Yeah.
he would like look down and not blink and smile.
Yeah.
He was.
I
pretty
did
fucking
see
creepy.
like that was part of his thing. Jake Gyllenhaal, like he
Not
added
blinking.
and not blinking was into
Yeah.
his way to get creepy.
Mom
in
could
the
never
character.
do that.
Yeah, no, she's like, she blinks plenty for him.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought it was weird too that, well, not necessarily weird. I don't even know what the fuck I was going to say. Completely lost my train, man.
That is weird.
Well, like he had sex with his girlfriend, like right before he
Yeah.
like did his little thing. Like you think he would be like he just got his first taste of pussy. Like he'd be like, "Fuck this! I'm not killing myself."
Well, I think because part of it is
It was for the greater good,
is
dude.
Patrick Swayze was saying the whole time the three bad things or whatever, like the temptations is drugs, alcohol, and premarital sex.
Mm-hmm.
And like he did all three, and it ended with him having sex, and then did that. So he did all three temptations, and then died. So that's supposed to go with the religious route of it, I guess. But also that goes into. I'll save it for the quote. But Hess's little thing there goes into my favorite quote for him.
When he breaks the time loop and Patrick Swayze wakes up crying, does that mean he didn't molest little kids?
Oh, and what I question about that is, so do you think them crying at the end is them remembering? Because in the book part it says they have slight memories of that, and some will kind of go crazy or some will be fucked up. Do you think that's him being like, oh, I was in jail for molesting kids?
Yeah.
Like, do you think?
I mean, that's how I took it.
Because like Frank is there and like laying on the floor.
He's like fucking with his
Like,
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think that was them all remembering?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So we'll jump into our little notes we got. Is there anything that you two would change about the movie?
Yeah, probably.
Well, what are they?
I don't know. Well, I liked it when he was like, kind of like righteous and like talking. Like I would have made it more like when he was, like when he calls out Patrick Swayze and
every scene that he like turns like the Smurf conversation or the
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze one or to the teacher, so that I love, or even in the opening when he's talking to his
Those
sister
are-
and he's like, "How does one exactly suck a fuck, huh?"
Yeah, those are all great, and then he just turns into like a whatever, and I
See, but I think there's a
think-
good mix. I think there's plenty of that mixed with the other things too.
yeah, I just like that way better. So it's almost like I just wanted more of that. Which I mean, I don't know. That's not really like fair,
Mhm.
but it's just what I liked. You know what I
So
mean?
you just add more scenes of that,
yeah.
of him being like,
If
when
I-
you
Positive.
shove a book in your asshole,
But this-
teacher.
Real.
like if I'm a director, this isn't the type of movie I'm making. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
know what type of movie you're making.
I know you and Hess on the floor naked.
Rape them.
Exactly.
That's the type of movie Nick wants to make right there.
Right.
Wow.
He wants to go.
That's a big Twinkie.
Rape them.
I'm like Jerome. I said cut 5 minutes ago. You're still going.
Oh, sorry. Got a little too into character.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would change, Hess?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite movie, obviously, but it was like it wasn't terrible. But
Mhm.
I don't know. It honestly, like shit like this, like where they leave it to your interpretation, where it's literally so broad, like it kind of irritates me because it's like,
It reminded me of Fight Club, how you didn't like that. That was the first thing that popped in my head when I got to the end. I was like, oh, Hess probably isn't going to like this ending because he doesn't like stuff like that.
well, because you don't know, like you don't really know.
See, but
And, like,
I
feel
find
like-
that fun because for at least some for going just to see it by yourself in theaters, I think that's it's aggravating a little bit But when you get to do something like this and discuss it and try to figure out together what it is, that's the fun part for me.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how into it you are too. Like if I'm trying to think, like Fight Club, I was like, oh my god, and I loved it. You loved it. He hated it.
Yeah.
This didn't really bother me because I wasn't fully into it. Like, I mean, I thought like at the end when he like shoots, I'm like, oh, he shot him in the fucking eye. That makes sense. That's why he has the bullet in his eye. And then like he's doing like the shit. I was like, at least it's making sense. And when the girlfriend pulls up and she doesn't know who he is, like that's cool. And she waves to the mom. I'm like, the mom waves back. I was like, why the fuck is she waving back? Like, but I mean, that's what I'm. Like, it doesn't bother me as much as if, like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
I think it also depends on how much you let yourself get involved. Like, it depends on how you feel when you're watching the movie. It depends on how much you want to let yourself be invested in and stuff like that. Like, look, because in this, like, for, like why should you wait? Like, all the stuff at the end, you could put it all together before it happens. Like, there's so many hints of everything that's going to happen in the movie. Like, when they're at the arcade, the same exact car crashes and flips over and hits a girl and all that shit. Just like how she gets ran over.
Oh, yeah.
So there's like a bunch of things. So I think it just depends on, for that or Fight Club, how much you let yourself get invested.
Well, yeah, but that's not completely true because, I mean, some movies you like more than others. It's and like I said, this movie wasn't bad. It's just, I think the hype was too much for me. It was kind of like Hess with Avengers, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it was... But it still wasn't bad. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was really good, and I'm not that big of a fan of him. This might help me. Like, because last week we were talking about two of them, and you go, oh, he's way better than him. And I was like, whatever. Never found him that great. But I thought he's really good in this.
Yeah, I think, to me, he's this good in, like, everything.
I mean, he was no Seth Rogen, but he's really good.
Seth Rogen's first line ever spoken in a movie is, I like your boobies.
Yeah, he was a bully.
Yeah, and then his friend's name was Seth.
Yeah, that was weird too. I expected like.
It's when his friend mom brought up 800 fucking times in this movie. Who is he? He looks so familiar. Who is that guy? I was like, he's a nobody. And I was like, it's Seth Rogen, and then just some dude. And she just kept saying things, so I looked him up, and I was like, he's in like nothing. Donnie Darko is high on his list. Yeah. I was like, he does soundtracks for movies, and she goes, I don't believe you. And she went and looked him up, and then didn't say a word about it after that.
He did kind of look familiar, but
He kind of looked like the kid from like She's Out of My League. He's like, and he's in all of their movies. Like he's got like the rat tail in what is it, the End of the World movie or whatever. He's like the real scrawny dude.
The one that comes to visit him.
Yeah, he kind of looked like him a little bit.
Oh, I didn't. But I don't see that. But yeah, I mean maybe that's what I was.
I knew it wasn't him, but to me I was like, it kind of looks like him a little bit.
So do you guys have a best scene / quote?
I like. This is gonna sound dumb, but I liked the ending because I liked that it actually went. I was a little afraid they were just gonna not go anywhere, and so I was glad that like some of the stuff that I just talked about. You call me nitpicky on. Mm-hmm. I did like that because it made more sense.
And maybe I'm wrong, but do you
like it had a payoff?
Do you think you being worried the entire movie about it not paying off made you like?
I wasn't worried.
Not like it as much?
No, I think. No, because like not liking it as much is, like, don't get me wrong. It was pretty okay.
Okay, I get that.
That gets you out of a lot of shit.
Yeah, it does. I'll read a couple of mine, and then I got some soundboards, and then. So I got the opening of the dinner table with the whole family. I thought that was really fun.
Donnie, you're such a dick.
Whoa, Elizabeth. A little hostile there. Maybe you should be the one in therapy, then Mom and Dad can pay someone $200 an hour to listen to all your thoughts, so we don't have to.
The Smurf conversation with him and his friends was really funny. Kind of reminded me of like a Clerks or like a Quentin Tarantino like diner scene or something.
Yeah.
The parents talking to the therapist while he's like stabbing at the mirror, like keeps cutting back and forth to him stabbing at Frank. I thought it was a really cool scene. I really like how that was put together.
This is a common occurrence among paranoid schizophrenics. Whatever will help you.
Mm-hmm. And I got some quotes here for you guys. So this one is one that I thought, we bring up, so like last week we probably have all those signs against Patrick Swayze. Mm-hmm. This is another one that we watched the movie and we're like, Woo! Especially right now.
Go back to China, bitch.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was.
Like, they're like, okay, maybe calm down with that, huh?
Didn't they tell her that she what did they say? No, they didn't say raped. They say molested.
No,
or
yeah, he's like, I hope you get fucking molested.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
This was less than 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But then we got.
You're such a
Climate-
fuck ass.
Yeah.
Did she say anything but shut up in the whole movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, and dance.
But then I got.
A little hostile there.
You can go suck a fuck.
And then I think this is the last one I got. This is what I think is Hess's favorite quote, but he said it might not be.
What's the point of living if you don't have a dick?
I mean, it's true.
I think he's even said that on the podcast before.
I could totally hear him. Who's that, Hess?
I play it again. He's like,
You like your panties?
Yeah. I mean, it's true, right?
well, how do women live?
Well, I mean, they have at least they have something to reproduce. But if a guy doesn't have a dick, he has no purpose. He can't have kids to fulfill like his thing. Like, you know, he can't carry on his name.
It's true. But
Yeah.
do you guys have any specific things besides the ending or
My
whatever?
favorite quote was the little chubby girl saying "Shut up."
Wow.
I thought it was funny.
That was pretty funny. So then, do you guys have any surprise cameos? There's a couple for me. Almost the whole movie. There's so many fucking people in this movie. But I got Jerry Trainer and Ashley Tisdale from Disney and Nickelodeon. Yeah, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and then
It was
Drake and
funny
Josh,
because
iCarly.
I was talking to you and Taylor, and you're like, I couldn't believe Ashley Tisdale was in it. And I was like, oh, she what? I didn't see her. And like Jerome's like, oh, he hasn't got that part yet. And I went back out there and hit play, and then she was in the
And then
next
she
scene.
walked up on stage.
But I don't know if I would have recognized her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I never watched anything with her in it. You know what I mean? Like
you
that
watch High School Musical every night.
well, other than that,
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. Can't remember his name. Noah Wilde was in it. Is that his name?
Who's that?
The husband to Drew Barrymore.
I was going to ask you, so I guess you just answered that kind of. Didn't that guy look like he could be related to Nathan Fillion?
Oh, like his little,
that could have been like his brother or something.
younger brother.
Yeah, I was going to
Whatever.
ask you if it was, but then you just said his name. So
He was in an episode of Friends because he was in the ER. Him and George Clooney.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think it was him.
That makes sense.
Or what's that? Anthony. Well, anyway, he was on ER and shit.
I call it
Probably. The guy who played Frank, we own a movie out there. Was Rose McGowan is the most fucked up movie, and I don't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure he jerks off in his hand, and it shows it in the movie. He always reminded me of like a dumber looking Keanu Reeves.
Well, I could kind of see that.
And like in this
Oh,
movie,
go back up to what would I change the movie? I'd recast Frank as Keanu Reeves.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be a good change.
But so he
Can you
always,
imagine it? Come on, Jake.
but so like him being in it, I was like, oh, that's that guy. I don't remember what the movie's
I
called.
saw that guy jerk off once.
Yeah, that was a fucked up.
No
movie.
wonder you didn't like the movie.
Yeah. I thought that's what put his eye out.
You're like, it's pretty okay because I just keep seeing this fucking bunny rabbit jerk off.
You keep saying I didn't like it. It's not.
Well, no, I don't
it
mean
was
you hated
fine.
it.
Yeah, it's just not like my mind was blown because Donnie Darko. I feel like
Well, maybe you need to watch S Darko.
Maybe.
And you'll get the full picture.
is there like a B Darko?
If there is, we don't know that one. So I
When
don't know.
Jerome came out to the living room at first, when it was the first scene, and they were fighting, and she told him to suck a fuck and everything. I go, do you call her? What did I say?
He looked at Maggie Gyllenhaal and said, "Do you call her Maggie Gordon-Levitt?"
Wow.
And I said, "No, I know who the fuck she is. I don't call her Maggie fucking Gordon-Levitt."
And what does that make any sense?
It's not. I told you, it's not the people. It's the names flip-flop in my brain.
But
It's like how you're colorblind. Imagine like you looking outside in a nice green grass field,
And I call it-
and there's a green tennis ball there.
Mhm.
You can't see it. Jake Gyllenhaal is the grass field. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's the tennis ball sitting on his lap.
that makes no fucking
And
sense.
sometimes I just get him confused. I can't see him.
Oh, so I would look outside and say, "Hey, look, there's a tennis ball.
Yeah,
You want to go play some grass?"
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
hmm
What if Grass had a sister with the same last name?
Or it's like if I had really bad vision and we had to put big labels on things in the fridge, and you kept flipping like the milk and the orange juice one, and I didn't know. It's like that in my brain. You just flip their labels.
Okay.
That's how it works in my head. Best performance?
Jake Gyllenhaal by far.
Yeah, I think obviously Jake Gyllenhaal. Do we have a second place?
I mean, his sister wasn't bad.
Maggie, you know, Mom brought up. Who is she? She looks so familiar. What is she in? And I was like, you watched 3 seasons of a fucking TV show on HBO with her. And she goes, yeah, but who is she? I go, Maggie Gyllenhaal, The Deuce. And she goes, oh,
wasn't she a hooker in that?
Yeah, she was. You actually get to see her jerk off a kid in that.
Ooh, that's fucking gross.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's not really a kid, but in the show, he's young. He's like,
didn't she take over? Wasn't she?
Yeah, she's in the Dark Knight. I almost picked the Dark Knight, because I was gonna do that because we get.
I already
Heath
watched
Ledger
it, so I was
that.
hoping we wouldn't pick it.
Yeah, well, our next podcast show we're doing, I've watched almost every movie on the fucking list.
No one knows what that is. Shh.
That's true.
Isn't she in one of the Spider-Mans or a couple of them too?
No, that's her brother. No, Hess is getting like you.
I thought she was.
No, that's he kind of confused me for it. It's like, you know, she does look, and I don't know her name. Who's the
it's
MJ?
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, they kind of look alike.
No, they
Maggie
don't.
Gyllenhaal and Kristen Dunst, they do, because he confused my head just now.
That's proof that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, that's proof that me and Hess think alike.
They look so much not alike. I thought in my head, well, it can't be Kristen Dunst because there's no way he thinks that's Maggie Gyllenhaal.
You know, I think maybe
Kirsten?
maybe you need a little bit of Limitless, because you look like you need some pep in your step.
All right, Bradley Cooper.
Sequel. Now we get to make our Donnie Darko sequel.
Well, obviously it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so how far is this from the plane falling on him, and do we bring Jake back?
No, they can't be in the same movie. It'd
No.
confuse the fuck out of you.
It would, but it'd be cool.
You
know what blew my mind too?
Have they ever been in a movie together?
When one time the whole fame, it was like a whole night ordeal. Everybody here was yelling at me about this whole Jake Gyllenhaal and Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing, and I went on their IMDb to see if they were ever in a movie together, and they haven't been in a movie together.
Has Maggie and Joseph been in one together?
I don't know, but that'd be confusing. Cause I'd be like, hey, look, it's her brother, and then I'd be like, no, it's not a brother. But so. So what do we?
Did you get Casey Affleck and Ben Affleck mixed up?
Never. They don't look that much alike, honestly.
Okay.
But so what do we do for the sequel? It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He has to be this age now because we're making it now.
He got sucked into some different.
So
time
he just avoids death. I said avoids.
Oh no! Like the fucking engine stuck him in some other fucking.
But it's not a time loop. It's a tangent universe.
Oh, whatever. Same
A
shit.
time loop is something constantly happening on. It's like Westworld. She wakes up and does the same routine.
Yeah, but if he wouldn't have stayed there, it probably would have happened again.
No, he would have kept living his life, and then the whole world would have been sucked into a black hole, and nothing would have existed.
I don't believe that.
What?
It was opening over his house. You see it open over his house.
What is a storm?
The difference between a tangent universe and a parallel universe.
It's the same thing, except they wrote to make it tangent so it closes. So a separate universe, he'd just be living
It was a
with the other
loop
people.
for like a minute. I mean, not a minute, but like for
a loop.
It was because it kind of relived it.
He time traveled at the end when he rewinded the shit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a loop; it was just rewind in time. We need time.
It was like the jellyfish penises coming out.
Those were weird.
Did you know they got that from fucking watching John Madden do a telestrator?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
where they got the idea from, and I was like, "That's interesting."
And, like he was like, and then this guy's gonna go here,
and jelly dicks come out of their chests.
Well, because like I guess he'd be like, this guy's gonna go here, this guy's gonna go here, and then the guy's like, well, what if someone did that in real life with us?
Yeah.
It's like that guy was smoking some crack.
But speaking of smoking crap, we gotta make our sequel.
All right, he gets sent to whatever you want to call it.
How does he avoid death? That's what I'm trying to ask. What happens?
Who cares? It's a sequel.
We have to make it. We're making our sequel.
Well, just make something up. It all fucking.
Okay. He's in a bus with Keanu Reeves and it's about to explode if they don't go a certain.
So Speed 3 meets Donnie Darko.
Speed 3, but he jumps out of the bus before it explodes. Everybody else in the bus dies.
Does Keanu Reeves have a bunny mask on? Because he could be that guy.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves dies in the explode. I guess he can't.
Keanu Reeves.
He can't. No. Well, he has to die at the end for it to be the person in the bunny mask.
It doesn't have to be the same fucking thing. It's just a sequel.
But it has to follow the same rules.
Why?
Otherwise, it doesn't make any fucking sense. No wonder you don't know how to make a movie. Just things really
I never claimed I knew that.
But so I think.
What if we call it the final chapter?
But then Oh, hold on, that camera just turned off.
How about New Beginning?
No, I think you just call it
Season of the Witch.
Well, is he related to Don? Well, hold on, let me fix my camera before I start answering your questions.
Sorry, I'm kind of just fucking with him. We've been going that long.
Okay, so we'll do it like Speed, except he avoids death, and we'll say How do we want to do? Because I guess Keanu Reeves can't die in the bus there because he has to die at the end. So Keanu Reeves isn't on the bus. It's Speed, but Keanu Reeves isn't on the bus. He dies at the end of the movie with something that happens. But so Joseph Gordon-Levitt is on the bus. So is what's the girl in Speed?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. She makes a cameo. She's in there. She dies in the crash. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt escapes, and then he starts going through. We do kind of the same shit, except since he's older, we'll put him in college instead of high school.
You can make him go to driving school or they make him the bus driver. Make him go to driving school for crashing the bus.
Okay.
But then you fuck with everything.
But then, what costume do we want? Do you want to do the same bunny rabbit, or what costume do we want Keanu Reeves to be wearing?
An armadillo.
Oh,
I'm thinking
it's like
one of those like T-Rexes that you see on the TikTok dances and stuff.
Oh, but make it like a little creepy.
Yeah. For
Okay,
sure.
I like that. I like the Kenny's of that. And then who do we cast to be like the girl that has to fall in love with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but then die in the end to make him want to actually reset the universe and save everybody?
That's a great question. Let's just go with Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, good idea. Kirsten Dunst can play her. Or
I was gonna say Maggie Gyllenhaal because
Maggie Gyllenhaal
wouldn't be weird.
This is Oh, that's how you could connect it. Actually, he dates Maggie Gyllenhaal.
He dates his sister.
He dates Donnie's sister.
But he is Donnie.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
This is Joseph Gordon-Levitt in a sequel. Donnie's dead. You know how sequels work?
Yeah, but we reincarnated him.
Well, what did he do? Drink Jake's ashes?
Yeah.
On the bus.
Yeah.
He found ashes on the bus. He thought it was cocaine. And now Donnie's in his system.
I think we made a more fucked up movie than we just watched.
I like that idea. And
Jesus.
then Keanu Reeves shows up. Do we have any? What would be like our big cameo in the movie? Like they have like a Seth Rogen or like the Disney people.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito will be the Grandma Death. Danny DeVito will be Grandpa Death.
Oh, he could do that easy. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I fucking like that. And he's like walking to his mailbox and checking it and shit.
Did that lady not own a comb?
No.
Jesus.
That lady's mom in 10 years. Or 5.
10?
Maybe 5. Did we learn anything from the movie? I learned that if I really try hard enough, I can finally get down this Jake Gyllenhaal, Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing.
It's not over yet, though. You have it down today.
Okay,
you haven't fucked up today.
Let's start a thing.
Okay.
At the end of the year, when we'll do some awards ceremony, whenever we want to do that, we'll give awards to the movies you watch on this podcast. We'll do a whole podcast for that.
Okay.
Whenever that date is, you guys try to test me, catch me off guard on that, and we'll see if I get it right. That'll be my test. Whenever you guys just throw it out there, whenever, and keep testing me, and then on that final date, test me again.
In like a month or two, we'll do a speed round, and we're gonna throw you movies, and you have to say
say who's in it.
Yes.
See,
that's a good idea. Okay.
That's not how it happens, though.
Yes, it is, because Taylor will name, like, Jill, you want to Spider-Man Far From Home? I'm like, oh, yeah, I love Justin Gordon-Levitt in it. And then I'm like, no, Jake Gyllenhaal. I've done that countless times.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. It's always when you least expect it, because, like, you're literally telling me shit about this movie, and you call them that. Mm-hmm. Or when we were doing
that's what I'm saying. So it'll be like, what's that? Who's in End to Watch? I can't remember. And I'll be like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Michael Pena. Because you know what? When I looked up End to Watch, I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it before I picked it. Surprised it was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Like who played Snowden in the movie Snowden?
I honestly can't tell you which one of them did it. I honestly can't.
That's your new
I honestly can't right now.
It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, okay. That camera's about to turn off in a minute, so we gotta end soon. Okay. Any questions while I bring up the poll?
No, I don't have any questions other than no other questions.
No questions other than no. No's my only question I got.
I was trying to stall while you pulled up the fucking poll there, Cheesy Nipples.
Cheesy Nipples, I like that name. That should be Peyton's new gamer tag. You wanted a new one on Call of Duty. Cheese Nipples.
I bet that's taken.
So the Furious Puppy. All right,
Probably.
so we have at 25%, 50-50. At 37%, the Sisters Brothers.
It looks like we're watching End of
At
Watch.
38%, End of Watch. So by 1% more.
Wow.
Wow.
We got End of
How many
Watch.
votes did it get?
I just clicked off it. I got 8 votes.
So they got the same. They just gave him an extra.
Damn.
Oh, now you're just trying to make me look like I'm a loser. Oh, my camera turned off. Looks like I'm only on the GoPro right now.
You are a loser then. See?
Turned off twice. For fuck's sake.
That was not 70 minutes.
It wasn't. It lied to me. I don't know what for fuck's sake. Well, I guess it's time to wrap this up since we only have the other cameras on.
So we're watching End of Watch? I've never seen that.
End of Watch.
Yeah, I know it's a really good movie. I really like it.
It is good. It is good.
It's from your boy that made Training Day.
Antoine
And
Fuqua?
No, the writer.
Oh.
And Suicide Squad and
Oh.
what's it called? What's the new movie he just made? And
I guess we're not talking about our movies this week.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, we can do. Actually, let's do. We'll have the GoPro. We'll do it real quick. He's the other one with Shia LaBeouf. That's really bad. I don't recommend it to anybody. But we own it on Amazon.
Yeah, what you buy it, prick.
All right. So this year, really quickly, I have watched 188 movies.
Good.
I got Avengers Endgame, This Is the End, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, Blade Trinity, Donnie Darko, Bo Burnham Inside, and Bad Samaritan.
You watched Blade Trinity, huh? I haven't watched Blade yet this year. Can't talk. But
I did, and then guess what? Was on my TikTok. Facts about Blade Trinity. Apparently, Patton Oswalt talked about how much of a dickhead Blade was. I can't think of his name. He's in character.
Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, he was in character as Blade the whole entire time. He let his stunt film 90% of the movie. He just stayed in his trailer, smoke weed, and play video games and do other things. And then apparently he also choked the director at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, but I saw all that because I watched the movie and TikTok goes, "Oh, I know what's on your HBO Max."
Maybe stay off your phone when you're watching the movie.
I watched it half of it. Well, not half of it. That'd have been a long time. But I watched a lot of it while taking a bath.
Don't make it creepy.
It wasn't creepy.
God.
But I also watched Bo Burnham's new special Inside. I recommend everybody watch that. That's really fun.
You know what'll be creepy?
I guess fun isn't a good way to describe it, but
when that laptop falls into the fucking bath and your dad walks in and finds you as dead.
no, but I
It's
said
not plugged in.
the laptop sits on the toilet and I'm in the
I know.
bathtub.
I know.
All right, well, I'm at 191 now.
This fucker thinks he can go to the movie theater just to pass. He went to the movie theater specifically today just to pass me.
I didn't watch 3 movies at the movie theater.
Yeah,
today.
you did. No, we watched 3 movies last night.
I watched 3 movies today.
Yeah, fucking.
So I saw Revenge of the Nerds, and then I
You
went.
watched Revenge of the Nerds? That should take a point off of your fucking list.
Yeah.
You like your panties.
And then I
You're a
watched
retard.
Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, which Rocky 5 is horrible.
Jeez, when are you gonna watch Rocky Balboa?
I watched Rocky Balboa. I watched Creed. I watched Creed 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah. And Creed 2 wasn't bad.
Are you gonna watch Southpaw next? And
Southpaw, Jake Gyllenhaal's in that. It's supposed to be Eminem,
Yeah.
but Eminem didn't want to do it because it's too long of training.
No, I'm over boxing movies now. Then I watched
okay.
Donnie Darko. This morning I watched Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which that sucks too. I watched Hot Rod, which I'd never seen before.
Go back to China, bitch.
Jesus.
You've never seen Hot
Wow.
Rod?
I don't think I had. And then before the podcast, I went to the theaters and saw Spiral.
Whenever you saw someone get into a trap, did you go?
Little hostile there.
No, you know what? It felt like more like a cop movie than a Saw movie.
Yeah, I think this one's supposed to.
And until the end, and in the end, it felt like a Saw movie. But like,
Do you care about spoilers for this, Hess?
I'm sorry.
Do you care about spoilers for Spiral, the Chris Rock Saw movie?
I mean, I'm sure I'll watch it eventually. I'm not going to the theaters and watching it.
Oh,
so then he cares about.
okay. I was gonna ask Nick. What's the twist? Because I just want to know. Everybody says it's so obvious. I just want to know what it is.
It's his partner's the bad guy, I guess.
Really? But it felt obvious the whole time.
Well, he walked up and I said, "Well, like we know everybody else. Who's this guy?" But what happens is, if there's really are, if you don't care about spoilers, they kind of kill him off. So, but then at the end, he's not dead.
Does it go on 2 different timelines?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah,
That's how all the other Saws are.
they do. They show a lot of flashback stuff.
The last Saw I watched was 10 years apart, and you didn't know the things were happening. But that one was super obvious too. It was the guy from the Glades was the bad guy in that
The
one.
guy is actually his partner. He actually thinks he's working with Chris Rock because he's killing bad cops. And then
I knew the bad cop part.
he wants to team up with him at the end.
Oh,
And then Samuel Jackson is his dad.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and his dad was the chief of police, so that doesn't lead to good things.
Gotcha. Okay. His headphones are back in. Okay. That's fun. So that's the last thing. Oh, I guess obviously you just came home from that. That's the last thing you watched.
Yeah, so I'm at 191.
Okay, well I'll beat you next week, fucker. So don't. I mean, hold your trophy now, but don't hold on.
We
to
got
it. Don't hold
plenty
on
of
to
time.
it too hard because I know the goal is to get to 200. I have to get to 201 before you get to 200.
And then we stop.
That was the whole point.
Then I'm watching.
No, because I believe a few weeks ago, actually probably like a month ago now, we said once we get to 200, Hess picks the next amount. I thought, or do we just keep going to see who watches the most movies?
I don't know.
I remember saying something about Hess picking.
I have no recollection
I think
of that
if
at
you
all.
don't let Hess pick,
You're a pussy.
but that's it could be up to you, I guess.
I don't really give a fuck. I'm just gonna watch the movies.
Fuck ass.
Go suck a fuck.
I'll pick something realistic that
you don't
I
have a
that I
dick?
think you guys can get to.
Like 205.
He's like, 230. Well, start you off easy.
No, I'll go 430. I think you guys can get to 430.
Okay, 430. I think
You
that's
figure
doable.
you're almost at 200. Tomorrow's June 1st. So I mean, you figure 200 movies in 6 months. You just got to up it just a little bit more, and you're basically there.
430 is a weird number.
I didn't want to go like 400, like just double what you wanted to set up for the year. So 430.
430 is good.
You know,
Just weird number.
I think it scares Nick. I think he's shaking his boots.
Yeah, I'm scared.
He's over there doing the... But all right, ladies and gentle dudes, thanks for watching or listening, and we'll catch you next week for End of Watch, where we dress up like police officers and we talk about police brutality, the whole podcast.